I helped 5 people scale to over 10K months with Amazon FBA under 3 months. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what they did in order to start and scale their Amazon business to 10K a month. Let's go ahead and get after it.
All right, guys, I'm with my guy Siraj over here. He's going to be introducing himself. So what's up, Siraj?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing, Faraj?
Doing good. I'm doing good. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you hear about Amazon? How did you get started? Give us a backstory.
Obviously, I knew Faraj. I've known him for a couple of years now, about 2 years now. I was in car sales, and I'm kind of getting a little bit, I'm not liking it as much. So I wanted to find a different avenue, and I knew Faraj was doing Amazon. He was pretty established on Amazon, and I know he had mentorship going on through like Discord and everything. So I hit him up. I said, let's get this thing rolling, see how it goes. So far, so good, man.
I just remember like when you called me, bro, like most of the people, right? Most of the people that are trying to get into a new venue, taking a jump, right? What I remember about your case in general was just you called me one time, you were like, yo, what's the price? Tell me a bit about the business, right? I'm ready to go all in. And then next day you got started, right? And I really commend you for that, right? Not a lot of people are kind of willing to just take that step for themselves, kind of take it to that next level. You know, a lot of people get on calls with us, a lot of people come, they say they're ready to go. When it comes to actually take that jump, they start making up every excuse possible. But I really feel like you just took that jump and look at you now, right? First question I would have for you is what was your first month on Amazon? How was it like getting over that learning curve and just scaling? How was that?
Just kind of the knowledge phase, learning all the background stuff that goes into it, from even the little things as how to get the printer working to kind of the bigger picture of how the process should be set up and everything. And I think the course helped me a lot with that. I feel like without the course, and I started doing Amazon without the course, I would have been like very dismantled. Like my head would be pretty much everywhere.
Because it is a lot
Of
at the
course,
start, right? When you're starting out,
right.
there's so many little things, you're going to need to know. And what happens when most of the times when people, try to do it themselves, try to put the pieces all together with kind of like YouTube videos and other stuff like that. Sure, it
Right,
might work, but like the learning curve, it's like time is money, right? It'll take like
right.
3 to 4 months just putting those pieces together.
With the course and everything, we kind of put that all into that 2 week span of me getting approved for the account itself. Kind of the course's structure helped me through that to kind of basically learn everything and get myself started.
Just for viewer discretion, like when you first
Mhm.
started, did you go more retail arbitrage? Did you do online arbitrage? Tell me a bit about your journey to right now.
I'm in car sales at the moment, so it's very time consuming. I did try some retail arbitrage at the beginning, realized it wasn't really my thing, so I just took my time to kind of maneuver and learn how to do OA so I can use my time while I'm at work and do online arbitrage and find products online through my computer.
What is your biggest challenge when it just came to online arbitrage, getting over that learning curve?
The biggest challenge was kind of products wise, just knowing what products would work and not,
Mhm.
what products I guess would be profitable, not holding back. I feel like at first I was holding back a lot. Kind of the reassurance through the course helped me not to hold back because obviously with OA, you're dealing with a lot of these big distributors, Walmart, Target, all these places. You can just refund everything if it doesn't go to plan.
With
So,
especially retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, right? The best way to learn, the best way to take steps, the best way to scale as fast as possible is actually just, taking action, even like when you're not certain.
right,
Imperfect action is always better than no action, right? So that's
right.
a big thing I always preach Sunday and Wednesday calls is like, what steps are we taking every single day to kind of move forward? Thinking about buying it is not actually doing it. Doing research
Mhm.
on buying it is not actually doing it. Buying the product is actually doing it. That's actually a step forward, or it could be a step back, but you actually learn for next time,
Right,
right? The people that
right.
I see successful with like Siraj, Subhan, Su, all the people that are killing it right now is they failed way more than they succeeded. They're making mistakes every single day and they're scale. That's how these people are scaling at an insane rate. What is something that you think you were doing that is kind of putting you ahead of the other people? I mean, you did 17K in January in your third month on selling Amazon while working full-time car salesman at 19. Like, what is something that you think you did that separated you from other people?
I think I put a solid process into place, solid system. And the first 2 months that I was doing it, it was all over the place. Once I actually kind of sat down and put a system into place, wrote it all down, like
Yeah.
into a schedule and everything, that's when
Uh-huh.
I saw the biggest difference. Just using my time wisely and
Mhm.
just putting a system into place. It was very simple. Like you said, actually, it was a learning curve, right?
You kind of got through, like your first month was November. So you kind of understand like kind of the power of Q4. Like how
Hmm.
confident are you, this year going into 2025? You had a good January. February is looking good for you. How confident are you that this year is going to be the year that you just kind of explode? Especially we've been talking about getting business funding for you, getting virtual assistants, getting those things that are going to help you scale. How excited are you for these next couple of months?
Man, I'm Faraj. I'm super excited, man. Kind of got into Q4 a little bit late. I wish I started earlier, but man, I'm super excited. Not just for Q4, just throughout this whole year of 2025. Super excited for the journey. Thank you for helping me through all this way. And yeah, I'm super excited, man. I can't wait. I have so many products already
Yes,
sourced.
sir.
Q4 already in
Oh
this
yeah, we
market,
were
so we're
so
gonna go crazy for sure.
I remember we were kind of late in our group calls. We were doing some sourcing. We were kind of late to some products that were selling
Hmm.
good. And I told you kind of get that Google Sheet ready because these products, we looked at the yearly keeper chart. These products are going to be good in
That's right.
November, October, December. I know you already have. I remember telling you to do it. I told the other mentees to do it. I don't know if they did it. I know you specifically, you were big about that. Like you have like a Google Sheets with like 30 to 40 profitable ASINs and you're just waiting for the holiday season to come back. What are some of the type of resources or tools that help you, get to 40K in 3 months? I mean, that's an insane feat.
I would say the mentee calls, just the course itself, just the community. I
Yeah.
feel like community itself, how most of us know each other through sourcing with each other, obviously helping out with mentee calls and everything, just holding each other accountable.
100%. Especially the
Um,
wins chat. The wins chat gets
right.
competitive, right?
Exactly. It's that motivation factor that goes into it, right? You see
Mhm.
somebody else that started after you and they're
Killing it.
doing better than you, they're killing it, and you're
It's
like,
the
yo, I'm
worst.
slacking. I gotta speed up the treadmill. So it's like,
That's kind of what I was envisioning with Two Nice Profits, right? Just building a community of people, like-minded people that want to work, that want to start and scale their Amazon business, that are pushing each other, like high-level people that, that like you, like right now, Siraj, you had the discipline, you were already a hard worker, you're a focused guy, but you just didn't have kind of the tool. With car salesman, that's good. You're making great money. With kind of Amazon, the inputs that you put in is what you're gonna get out, right? Like if you spend
mhm.
5 hours sourcing, you decide to go hard, your sales are gonna increase. Selling cars is like it
There's
doesn't
always
matter.
yeah, there's always a cap. What I saw between car sales and Amazon is it's very simple. You can scale Amazon. You can't
Yeah,
scale car sales. You can, it's very hard. You can move up to a management point, but Amazon, you can just scale it and make it your own business. The freedom of time, the freedom of doing what you want to do. You're not like set to one schedule. Nobody's your boss. You're the boss. You're unemployed until you make your money. You
yeah,
feel me? So
100%.
it's that's the biggest difference.
So Siraj, what would you say to somebody who's, he wants to take that risk, he wants to start Amazon, right? He wants to take that jump, right? Get uncomfortable, but that little 10% is holding him back. What would you kind of say to them?
Definitely tell them to just imagine themselves a year back. And if they had gotten the course a year back, to imagine what their life would look like. Somebody that's even interested in something like this obviously has a good amount of discipline, obviously wants
100%.
to change their mind. They just need that last
Extra
push.
push. Yeah.
That exactly. So I would tell them to just kind of imagine what your life would look like if you would have started this a year ago, and that you can start right now. This community, the mentorship has helped me a lot. Maybe I could have done it without it, but like just the structure that's been put into place has saved me a lot of time. The sauce, if you want to call it, people have been throwing into the mentorship has helped me a lot. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely applaud anybody that is
Mhm.
interested in taking that last step and actually joining the mentorship.
When did it kind of get like, this is not a scam? Amazon FBA is actually real. Like, when did that kind of hit? Was your first sale? Was it when you hit your first 1K day? Like, when was it? When was that? All right, it's time. I got proof of concept. Let me go all in. When was that?
I think I hit my first $500 day about 3 weeks after my account got approved. And that's when I was like, oh, this ain't no joke. This is what I would have made if I was working a minimum wage shift. It was a little bit more than what I would have worked if I was working a minimum wage job. But that's when it really hit me. I was like, yo, this really, I had just tried it out, but now it's
Yeah.
actually something I want to pursue now.
The only way you kind of figure that out was just kind of taking that jump with yourself, having that belief in yourself. A lot of these people, right, they have all these goals at the end of the day, but when it comes to kind of like taking that jump, they don't really have that much belief in themselves. That's why I say like the
Mhm.
number one thing is just change your belief system. If you don't believe that you could do 20K profit a month, 30K profit a month, and it's never going to happen. So I would say the first thing, even with me, hitting those 1K days, 2K days, 3K days, it's like hitting those days, I first had to believe that it was actually possible. I feel like what a lot of people struggle with, and the thing that separates the people that are successful and the people that aren't is the first step is just believe in themselves, believing that, this is possible. Like there's people making money online. Some people will just go their whole lives thinking this is a scam opportunity, right? But they're watching people your age, watching Subhan, he's working AT&T while in college. Jean, she's at LSU. My Souf's at Virginia Tech doing it. He's in a frat too. Brady's in a frat. Everybody in every situation, like you're not in college, right? You're working 9 to 9, like you're working crazy hours and you're still able to get it done. People will make up every excuse to just like not get started. What is kind of the benefits of doing it with kind of a community, sourcing with No, Subhan, all these guys? They're just doing it by yourself.
It's more fun sitting there chilling with two of your boys. Sourcing is a lot more fun than just doing it yourself.
Yeah, it kind of
Right.
turns into like you're just hanging out making money at some point,
Right,
right?
exactly. You're
A
making
hundred,
jumps here and there. You're sending ASINs back and forth.
a hundred
It's a whole
percent.
different ball game doing it with multiple people than just yourself. You might get bored of it just by yourself after a couple hours, but if you're with your boys, time flies.
And it's like kind of like, you'll be good at one thing. You might be good at reverse sourcing. Maybe Subhan has a manual sourcing opportunity for you guys. You guys
Mhm.
exchange sauce, right? That's two nice problems. That's why we're doing this, right? And
Exactly.
another thing that we're adding is like sometimes, when we're placing these purchase orders with these distributors and wholesalers, right? Kind of going together with a couple people in the group, putting together a purchase order so we could spend, 10, 20, $30,000 on one purchase order and we're getting it for a cheaper cost instead of spending only like kind of like 3 to 5, 7K, right? So just having that group community, it's basically gonna 3 extra input. Obviously, just having that competitive nature, like this guy started after me. I'm not gonna let him make more money than me. There's just no way. I love when I see guys like, spamming wins chat, right? It's kind of crazy, but I love it. It's like a competition. I always encourage people. I'm like, drop your stuff in wins chat, right? You're working hard for this, right? Show the other people that they're loafing. But Siraj, that's gonna be pretty much the end of the interview. I
Mhm.
appreciate you for hopping on. Super excited for the future. Anything under than 100K months in December is gonna be a disappointment for us, and that's pretty much it.
I just wanted to add one more thing. If you look at all these successful people, one of the biggest advice they would tell you is they've done a mentorship, right? They found somebody who's already been there and just followed their steps. Not a lot of people just started by themselves and then got to where they want to be, right? They found successful people and just followed their steps.
What's up, guys? Today I'm here with Chad, Amazon scaler, Brady Rife. This is one of my first mentees over here. We're just doing a case study interview. And yeah, I'm just going to be asking some questions to motivate and inspire you guys. He's currently a full-time college student. Without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get started with the first question. Brady, why did you choose Amazon over the other business models, drop shipping, all those other business models? Why did you pick Amazon FBA?
I don't know. I mean, so basically, I saw it all over my social media, and like, I always wanted to give it a try. And then I finally gave it a try, and I realized like the thing about Amazon is anyone can do it. But the thing that's specifically about Amazon is the harder you work, the more successful you're going to get. Like other things like drop shipping, all that, like you can
Mhm.
get luck, like luck can be a huge part. But the thing about Amazon that
Organic,
I
yeah.
really noticed is like
Your
if you put
input.
in that work, you're going
Mhm.
to get the results. Amazon's all about how hard you work. If you put in the work, you're going to get good results. So that's
It
one of the things I
also
really,
it really exposes a lot of people, and that's why I think Amazon FBA, especially online and retail arbitrage, is perfect for newer people who are trying to get into business but aren't willing to put down like 5 to 10K for a business because it's a business, but the barrier to entry is so low, right? I think was one of the major things that help you actually scale and start because a lot of people they die off at the start. Like they try to get ungated and they can't get ungated or simple stuff that they just can't understand. So how did you get over that learning curve?
so basically at first, my all I would go to is YouTube. I would grind YouTube videos. But the thing
Yeah.
about YouTube videos is a lot of people will gatekeep to the point where you need to go out to find more information. So I was going through mentorships, going on calls, and yours worked out best, and I'm glad I did that. So basically, the reason I invested in a mentorship is because YouTube was just it had limited stuff, and I wanted to get to where I needed to be, and I wanted to learn the
Fast,
information quickly
fast.
without having to go through YouTube videos, Twitter, Instagram. So that's kind of what made me go ahead and invest in a mentorship.
Mhm. So another question I would have for you is, what were some main challenges you had when you were first starting off with Amazon?
Challenges, I would definitely say money was a big problem because I only had about $1,000 at first to invest. So I knew that was a problem and that was going to be hard to scale my business quickly.
Mhm.
Another problem was it was really hard to find profitable leads because like I would find a profitable lead, then I would send it in, and by the time I got it to my house, it was like already saturated. Like someone already tanked the price.
Mhm.
Like there's 50 more buyers or sellers on it. So like I think those were two really big problems I was having.
How did you get over that hump? of just finding profitable leads or capital wise?
So yeah, I mean, I invested in your mentorship. I remember one of the first calls we had, I told you about how one of my biggest problems was because you asked me what problems I was facing, and I
Yeah.
said capital. And then you told me about like the Chase business card, the Plum, all that. So that
Oh
really
yeah.
helped me with capital. And that's like, I would say that's one of the main things that really helped me
Major thing.
scale because money wasn't a problem then. Because I was literally spending money on my credit card, and then I would literally pay off my credit card and I would just keep the profit. Like I wasn't even using my own money.
It
So
was
like I think
crazy.
that really helped me. And then also what also really helped me when I joined your mentorship is like I said, like it was really hard for me to find profitable leads and products. And like you would sit on call with me, you would teach me how to source, you would show me the Keepa charts, you would show me what's a good buy, what's a bad buy. So like that kind
Mhm.
of helped me because at first, before I had the mentorship, like I would say like 50% of my buys were bad. And then like after like you taught me how to use that, like
We were spending hours on Keepa charts every night in the summer. It was crazy.
yeah,
But
crazy.
so tell me when did it really get real? When did it really like I could really make like a full-time income from Amazon? When did it get that serious? Like I don't have to work a summer job. I don't have to work
Yeah,
a
so
when did it
when I
get
hit
real?
my first 1K day, like so basically
I
I
remember
wrote
it was a Prime Day, right? It was the
yeah.
July Prime days. I remember that. We
But
were
like
hyped.
what's actually crazy is I wrote down my goals for the summer a week before that. And one of my goals was to hit a 1K week. And literally the next week I hit a 1K day. So I thought that was crazy.
Nah, I remember that like it
So
was
like
crazy.
after I
Yeah.
saw that, I was like, okay, I can really take this to the next level. I can really make this.
My next question would be how do you balance being in a fraternity, living in the fraternity house, plus, going to a nice school like Virginia Tech, tough major. How do you handle that plus Amazon? I mean, that's like super impressive.
hmm Yeah, so basically like coming into college, like I knew it was gonna be hard. Like it took me like a week or two to settle in, figure out what needs to change, all
Mhm.
that stuff. So basically if you put in the work and you actually want to get it done, you're going to get it done. It's
You'll
just
find a way
excuses.
to
I
make it
told
happen,
myself
right?
a week before I got to college, I was like, if I want to make this work, I'm going to make it work. So basically, what I did stuff to my house, I was doing FBM, and I kind of realized like this isn't going to work. And I remember we hopped on call, and I was telling you about like, yo, like I'm at a block, like I don't know what to do. And then you told me about a prep center, and like the prep
You didn't
center
even
is
know what
like,
a prep center was. You were like, what
yeah,
the heck is
no,
a prep center, bro? Like these guys take my
yeah, so that
inventory
was
and they
crazy.
prep it for me. Like it was crazy, right? Yeah,
Yeah, so like I was kind of like skeptical at first because like I like doing my own packaging, like I liked knowing when I
100%
was
that
sending
level of
stuff
trust.
out. So like I trusted you. I took the advice to get a prep center and I was like, wow, like this made it so much more passive.
Like it
And
was
like it
crazy
got to the
passive.
point
Like
where
you
I was
weren't
like,
touching any product. That's how like you were on the
yeah,
computer. Like you didn't do anything, right? Because then it was
I
at a
know. I mean
point
it's
where
crazy.
you're just sourcing. Like, you're getting on the Discord, you're just sourcing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy because like you buy a $50 product, $10 or a $50 product, there's $10 profit from the product. A dollar, it's dollar per unit. So I was getting $9 profit. And literally I was saving myself like 40 hours a week. So like the prep center really changed it for me.
What tools or softwares do you use to scale your Amazon business?
Yeah, so at first I was only a seller amp guy. I only had seller amp, all that. And then you introduced me to Keepa. And the thing about like I didn't realize how important Keepa was because it will show you like the buy box percentage, like who's selling it for what price, and how to read the charts. Because seller amp has like a modified version of the Keepa
But it's
charts.
just like it's a
And when you
little
put me on the Keepa, yeah, once you put me on a Keepa, that was really a game changer because like you just like once you like master keeper, like it's kind of impossible to make a bad buy. So like
literally.
that's what really helped me.
Mhm. What are your plans for like obviously you're crushing it this Q4. You're expected to be a six figure seller after like Christmas and everything, right? So after
Mm.
that, going into 2025, a six figure Amazon seller in less than a year, having that confidence, having that capital, having that experience, what are you looking into? Private label, wholesale? Are you gonna keep on Chad scaling? What it like give
Yeah,
me
I think
what you gonna do?
definitely. I don't know. So I have a prep center right now. I'm like obviously I'm gonna send stuff into the prep center, but I live at Virginia Tech, so it's like it's a rural area. If I wanted to buy a warehouse, it's pretty cheap. So I was looking at maybe buying a warehouse, sending in wholesale orders, doing that because I think that could really like double my business.
I just take
So
it
I
to
think
like
that's something I'm definitely looking
hmm,
into. Yeah, definitely. Maybe private label. I haven't really looked into that yet, but that's definitely
Hmm.
something like along the
That's
lines,
something we're
maybe like
100% looking
April or
at.
May next year. That's where I'm
Hmm.
trying to get to.
Hey, maybe we could go, 50-50 on a product, you might see
Maybe
a
we could.
Faraj Brady product coming in, guys. Stay tuned. But
Yeah.
guys, Brady, if you have an advice for somebody that's looking to get into Amazon or somebody just the mentality wise, what would you recommend to them? Because you're someone who's came in, he wasn't skeptical, you haven't had any experience with online business at all, right? What are some advice? Because I really loved the way you came in and you really just absorbed everything. I mean, you asked so many questions. So what are some advice that you could give to my mentees and not even my mentees, people who are just watching the video that just found this video by chance?
Yeah, I would definitely say don't give up. Like I remember like I was making bad buys. I was like what am I doing? Like I just lost $200. Like what? Like everything, I realized that everything in Amazon is a learning process. Like you're gonna make maybe you make this mistake twice and you're never gonna make it
100%.
again. So definitely what I would say is don't give up. And literally the thing about Amazon is what I realized, this is what I told people when they ask me how I'm doing so well. I say if you grind out in the beginning, it is so easy in the end. Just
Literally.
grind out in the beginning, master all your stuff, get a
Mhm.
mentorship, watch YouTube videos, lock in, and that's literally can take you to wherever you want.
A lot of people come in here thinking Amazon is like a little side hustle. Like it could be that, but Amazon is really going to expose you because the amount of time you put in, the amount of time and effort and thinking and like passion that you put in, that's exactly what you're going to get out. I see people come into me saying, I'm like, yeah, I only have 3 to 4 or 5 hours a week. Then you're going to get that type of results every week, right? Brady had an
Yeah.
obsession. I mean, he came from college. He didn't have that much time. He didn't want to work a summer job at like a tropical smoothie or something. He wanted to take that risk. He has
Definitely.
a couple $1,000s in his bank account, and he just took that risk and jumped. So, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself for the viewer discretion.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sufjan Hey Daddy. I'm a junior at Virginia Tech. And yeah, like Farhan said, I've tried different ventures in the past. I've tried drop shipping. I was a barber for a little bit. I've tried a lot of different things, but we literally went from 0 to 10K in 30 days with Farhan's mentorship.
And it was documented. He went from day 1 to 30 on Instagram. I'm gonna put his Instagram right here at ecomsuf. He's absolutely crushing it right now. Go follow him. He's a great guy. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to this video. Let's just go to the start, right? I met Suf through mutual friends. My guy Mikhail Muhammad. He's a great guy. I didn't know Suf, prior. We grew up in like 30 minutes, 20 minutes away, but I never spoke to him before, right? So we kind of met through mutual friends, right? So this was last month was my first time actually talking to him. So what kind of got you into Amazon FBA and how did you figure out about, Two Nice Profits and me?
Gotcha. Yeah. So like you said, we grew up really close. So we had a lot of mutual friends and really just seeing your journey and kind of you documenting everything. It was kind of just, I felt like it was a little bit more different than like somebody else who just posted like Lambos and BMWs and things like that. So, it was a lot easier to trust, and knowing people that know you and hearing about your reputation is a lot easier to trust and really take that step.
Yes, sir. So how did you hear about kind of like Two Nice Profits though?
I go to Tech, so there's different guys that are at Tech.
Virginia Tech High School in Blacksburg. It's like 3 hours away, just for viewer.
Yeah, so like we go to Tech about 4 hours away, and I know there's different people at Tech that are in Two Nice Profits already, and they've succeeded. So I've just heard a lot of things about that, and of course e-commerce on the rise. And with Mikhail, I just really saw your Instagram a lot, so I was just like, let's maybe take this jump. And then we hopped on the call, and the rest is history.
Yes, sir. Talk about your first day selling on Amazon.
We started, I think it was like December 17th, but I told you I had finals. We didn't buy any products. We didn't do much till like the 19th. I literally got out of school on the 18th, drove up, and we found my first product at Ross.
It was crazy because you listed it. We also, you guys can check out my YouTube video I posted like 3 weeks ago. It's like in-person sourcing. We actually documented his first sale. We're going to put the clip up right here. We seen his first sale live, and I could just see by his eyes how he felt. He was ready to go, right? He had the first proof of concept. He made his first dollars online. And I remember he was just telling me, he kept saying, just give me a month. I'm going to hit this 10K month. And most of the times, right, I tell my students, I tell my people, like, good growth is actually getting to that, 10K a month in about 5 to 6 months, right? My guy, Suf, he was super eager. He had college break. It was about a month and like 5 days. And he said, before I go back to college, I'm going to build a $10,000 Amazon business. Mark my words. And I didn't know anything about Suf. So I was like, I don't know, is he going to do it or not? I was kind of skeptical because you have to have a level of discipline and focus to actually achieve that goal. And I didn't know much about Suf, but as the challenge was kind of going on, right, I realized that, this guy was serious. It just motivated me to actually want to help him more, give him more value. I mean, we were getting on FaceTimes every other day, like
every night, bro.
every night. And we were like, okay, what are we going to do to actually get this goal? When I have somebody that, that's working hard, that is trying, that is disciplined, and that has that belief that they can actually do it, that is the perfect fit for Two Nice Profits. That's the person I'm looking for. And once I found that person that took that step and believed in me, I feel like it's my obligation to actually help them. So talk about, kind of from day 1 to kind of day 5. What were you feeling? What were some struggles you went through?
Obviously, you guys can see everything on Instagram. Literally, all the ups, the downs, everything. I didn't sugarcoat nothing. I just let y'all know exactly how it was. And yeah, like that first sale in Ross that day, it was mind blowing. I went home. I was like, guys, like I hit first sale. Like I'm gonna hit 10K. And like even though I said it and like I believed in myself 100%, there was always people to tell me like 10K month in your first month, you don't know anything. You're not gonna do it. And I was like, it's cool. Like you don't have to believe in me. I do. And through the times, like. But once I reached like day 15, even day 20-ish, like we were going kind of like slow. I was only hitting like about $300 to $400 sales every day, and like I wasn't progressing as much. And then we really got tapped in when you put me on my man's No now. No, real as hell. Shout out No, but
shout out No, man. Another Two Nice mentee.
Yeah.
Hey, testimonial video. He's crushing it. He's crushing it too while doing full-time barbering. Shout out No, man. We love you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, No was my guy. Me and No started waking up every single day at 7 a.m. and really like hitting RA together. And like the days between day like 9 and day like 17, I had like near $100 sales days. And I was only doing OA at the house, so I wasn't even finding many products because I was still a beginner. I'd send 8 cents to Faraj and they weren't always the greatest. But when me and No started hitting 7 a.m. sales, like 7 a.m. we hit in Ollie's, we hit in grocery outlet, we hit in Ross, Marshall, Sephora, we hit in everything. That's when stuff really started to pan out, really like started to grow. We started to get a lot more sales. We started finding products that were hit bangers that we would sell out on our way home and have to take a U-turn and go get more. Really, that's where it started to grow, and it didn't look like I was going to hit it for a little bit. I like fooled everybody, but then I hit back-to-back 1K sales day, and the first one was like 1.2, the second one was like 1.7, and then that's really when it shot up. When I saw that, it just gave me that little push that I needed to like, like it's not even doable. Like I'm gonna do it. Like there's a difference. We went crazy, me and No the last 2 weeks of the journey, and we were going at 31 days, but we only needed 30 days. And yeah, man, I hit 10K.
Where did you meet No? Did you know No before?
Nah, so crazy enough, No, the same situation with you. We grew up right next to each other. We actually went to rival high schools. He's a couple years younger than me, so I didn't really know him, but like my barber and all the guys at the shop know him because he's also a barber. So it was crazy that we had so many friends together, but we really never knew each other. Mm-hmm. And then my first ever day sourcing, I know you were gonna pick me up, and then you said No, and then No came and picked me up, and bro, the rest is history. We started talking on the way there about life. Mm-hmm. We got there, we cooked. And then literally, bro, we sourced, I'd say maybe like 20 hours together for this month. And No, really the big reason that I made it this far, really.
100%. Just having that network of people, having that community, 100%. Right? No knew some things that you didn't know. You had the drive, effort to kind of push No. And both of those things kind of went in. And I'm watching that. And I'm emphasizing that every mentee call. I'm like, hey, guys, after this mentee call, I dropped insane sauce. Get on the VC, and start sourcing, right? So that was a pivotal part. Obviously, Subhan too. People that sourcing, doing OA with people, who you don't live close to, right? With John, Subhan, right? In the VCs, right? Adam too. You guys are giving sauce to each other. So that's what this was all about. That's what I was envisioning when I made Two Nice Profits. Just a good group, tight-knit Amazon community of people just growing with each other. So kind of tell me, what are some of your plans for kind of the future?
10K was cool, like it was cool. It made me feel good, but like it's nowhere near like the end. That's 100%. So I know we get back to school. Literally, I'm about to hit the road the minute we end this.
Isn't it crazy? Like you came back from college break 31 days ago without no business, no nothing. You had no knowledge. Like you knew people were making money online, but you didn't have the vehicle, right? And now you're going to college in 31 days? Just a changed man. You have a whole business. You built a network. You have what, like 400 followers on Instagram?
Yeah, bro.
You started 31 days ago?
Yeah.
You have a whole community of Two Nice Profits. You have 5 figures on Amazon. You have a skill set. You have that confidence, that proof of concept that you did a 10K month.
100%.
The sky's the limit.
Yeah, no, that's literally how it feels. Like when you hit that 10K month, like I ain't gonna lie, like everything looks small to you. Like 10K month, it don't really mean none. Because let's go for 20, let's go for 30,
100%.
let's go 50.
Just have those people around you pushing. Like we were just talking about this. You did 10K in a month, but Jean did that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We gonna get there.
That's why it's competition, it's friendly competition. Guys, having a tight-knit community of people that push you to be better, just like with No, Subhan, that is the end goal, right? Because sometimes, probably, you didn't want to wake up one of those days when you guys are doing RA. No was like, probably get up.
He's like, I'm outside.
Tell me some of the kind of struggles, right? Guys, I just want to show you guys how possible this is. How somebody with no experience, right? He didn't spend any money on ads. He didn't make his own brand. He just had the consistency, dedication, and focus. And you showed up every single day. What are some of the traits that you think you have that the other people are kind of lacking? Because 5 figures in 1 month is very impressive.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people like have motivation, but then I think like for me this month, I put motivation to the side and I really looked at discipline a lot. So even days that I woke up and I was tired, I was like, bro, I'm on break, let me chill. Like I still knew that, hey, I have this spend goal. I got to reach this spend goal. Or I want to order this many units before the end of the night. I want to reach this many sales before the end of the night. And I think that's really what helped me skyrocket this month was just the fact that like I had that like belief that like the sky was the limit for myself and I knew I could reach 10K if I wanted it bad enough.
Yeah.
So I put motivation to the side and I focused on discipline for the month. We hit spend goals every single day. We hopped on calls. We've maybe checked over like 100 ASINs this month.
100. At the start, we have a ticket. He was spamming the ticket. Straight 10 to 15 products. And he made sure that you were learning. You made sure to use me as a resource because the fastest way to grow is by learning from someone who already did it.
Exactly. And
right?
Not just asking you like, yo, is this ASIN good? But it's like, you say it's not good, why not? You know, like, why not? Why isn't it good? Because I might see the same type of Keepa chart later and understand that, hey.
And then you don't have to ask
exactly,
that, you know?
Need to ask.
You're more self-sufficient.
Exactly. So,
That's
yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. It was really just discipline. And when you write goals down, like, and you look at them every day, it's like, no way I don't reach them. You know, you look at your family, you're like, I'm doing this for them. There's no way I don't reach my goals tonight. There's no way I don't hit 10K. Like, and especially like I put the pressure on myself with making the Instagram. Like you saw,
I genuinely respect that because you documented, you know, even like day 12, day 13, right? You weren't on pace. I remember we were calling each other. We were like, you're at 3 to 4K, and then
not even, bro. I think
it was like 2.8.
Yeah, I don't even think I hit like 3K to like day 15 or something.
And then we were just on the calls like, yo, we know what we need to do. We just need to increase the inputs, right? You're over that learning curve. Then it's just you need to put more hours in, right? Implement the strategies that we give you and actually implement them. Look at the storefronts that I give you. Reverse source these sellers. Kind of do more RA because that's kind of faster. You can sell it same day.
Definitely.
While still learning the OA skills for the future. He kind of implemented everything we told him, everything we taught him, and he made sure to ask enough questions until he got it. Kind of tell me some of like your characters, like the mindset. Because guys, 80% of this stuff is mindset. Online, it's mindset. So kind of tell me, what are some of the characteristics that you had that you think helped you become successful?
For me, I've kind of always been like a hustle type of guy. Like I'd rather always make $1 doing my own thing than make 10 working for somebody else. So it was kind of seeing that. And like when you work for yourself, I think personally, like it don't feel like work.
You get testosterone.
Yeah,
You're
like,
working for yourself.
It don't even feel like work. Like I'm working and I got my dad packing stuff with me, and it's like,
but you put the headphones on
exactly.
and you feel good, bro. I'm telling
and
you,
it's not even like, yo, I'm making somebody else rich. Like everything you do is for you.
100%.
So I think that was the biggest like mindset booster for me. And it was just also like writing the goals down. Like I've always had different things with drop shipping, barber. I've always done things and told myself like, yo, we gonna reach this. I've never wrote something down. I've never put pressure on myself to, yo, failing in front of 400 people. That's crazy.
As a man, you're not letting that happen.
Oh God, like that's
as a
crazy.
man, you're not letting that happen.
Yeah.
But the only reason you had those thoughts is because you took that jump. What do you have to say to the people that are still scared? They're in step 1. They're still scared to take that jump. Because with you too, right? You failed these other businesses, right? What motivated you to try again?
For sure, I think it's just seeing like actual testimonials, you know, seeing students that are just like me, going to schools just like me or at my school doing what I'm doing. And you know, like at the end of the day, like as a man, like nobody's smarter than you. They just worked a little bit harder than you.
100%.
So that's all it is. If you match somebody's work ethic, you're going to reach just as much as they did or maybe even higher. So, I mean, if you're overthinking it, I would just say, like, take that leap, you know? Like, what's the worst that could come from it? You learn a skill, a high-ticket skill, you make money. There was times I was watching movies with my parents, like, finding products, you know? I had, hey, Dad, I just spent $500 on this new unit. It's coming tomorrow.
200 profit.
Yeah, like...
out of the door.
Like, that's crazy. You watching movies and, like, you'll start to see things the more you work. Like, one of the best feelings I got all month was when you go to a store, You buy the stuff, you list it in the store. You on your way home, before you even take the stuff out of the car, it's all sold out.
My best feeling, like the best feeling with online, is waking up to money, bro.
Yeah, bro. Literally, bro.
Waking up to money is the
I'll wake
craziest
up,
thing.
I'll refresh my joint.
Yeah,
Damn.
refresh straight
Damn.
dopamine. No, that and while being at the gym, like hitting 1K days, 2K days, 3K, bro, it's the best feeling ever because like I'm getting a pump, I'm getting aki, I'm getting strong, and then it's like I see the sales, like I feel I'm
Or you could be doing literally anything.
I feel like I'm on top of the world.
You
Yeah,
could be doing anything, and you like, bro, you could be working a job. You could be working a job and money coming in, like you manipulating time, like
literally.
That's crazy.
You got you're working, let's say you're working a desk job or something, and then you're just sourcing.
Yeah, nah, definitely I would just say, like, guys, you gotta take that leap of faith. And if you're a person who likes to hustle, you're a person that wants to work hard for yourself, I would think this is 100% for you, and 2 nice profits is the way to go.
No risk, no reward. Now that we talked about your journey and everything, like what are your plans for the future?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, me and you have talked about it a lot. I'll be going to school, so I can't do FBM as much. So we're gonna transition a little bit over to FBA. So we'll be going through that with the prep center.
And then I also gave you Anthony's phone number.
Yeah,
right?
no, we talked, me and him got on a call last week. We talked about prep center, the pros, the cons to a prep center, how exactly we'll work around that, fees, everything about that really. We had a really nice conversation, great guy. Shout out Anthony. We're going now, we're looking at products. I must still source myself, but once I reach a level of where I'm sourcing consistently,
20, 30, 40 months, VAs.
Yeah, and then definitely scale bigger on that. Yeah, so definitely prep center, VAs, more FBA, kind of let Amazon do more of the work now, let them do the heavy lifting. You know, we hit our 10K month, so it's time to just do the back end work and let them do that hard labor.
Turn this into a business.
Exactly.
Right now it's just a side hustle.
Yeah.
Let's turn it into a business so you free up your time, delegate stuff, get to that next level, fully automate it, and scale to the moon.
100%.
Scale to the moon. But guys, that's going to be the end of the video. My guy Suf over here, this guy turned from one of my mentees, just some guy I didn't know, 30 minutes, to one of my brothers. Really my guy over here. Super excited for him. If you guys want to join a free Discord community, I'm going to drop it down below. Also, if you guys want to see if you're an actual good fit for our program, I'm going to be dropping a link down in the description over there so you can book with us for one-on-one help to see how we can either start or scale your Amazon business. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this story. Hopefully you guys could like, comment, subscribe, comment with a W. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. One thing I'll leave you guys with is please just take action, whether it's with anything, whether it's this new year, 2025, gym, with your school, whatever. Take a risk, take action, and it'll pay in dividends. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stepan, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Stepan. I just graduated college a few months ago. I joined Faraj's mentorship while I was in college and had great results.
Could you explain, because I remember getting on that call with you, right? I was speaking with you and you were like, you've got burned from a couple of courses and mentorships before and you were very hesitant. Could you just basically explain what happened?
Yeah, long story short, I've tried options trading. I've tried drop shipping, e-commerce through Shopify, done remote closing. I've done all those business models that you guys can think of. But I never tried Amazon FBA or FBM. I ran across your TikTok page or your Instagram page and I saw that, hey, you know, this guy has a small following. However, at the time, I think you only had like 1K, 2K. And I was like, let me just DM him and see what's up. And for me, it was the point of like, I was 22 at the time. I'm like, I need to start something ASAP. I see so many people making money online. I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. So I was like, okay, this next model or business model or whatever I do, I'm just going to lock in, put my head down, even though I had like school, other, you know, priorities. And I was very nervous, as you know.
Yeah.
Jumped on a call.
You're very skeptical, right? And I remember it was because you had that past trauma of the last mentorship you guys had where the guy was, you wasn't able to even communicate with him.
He wasn't communicating. He was, you know, on vacation trips all the time.
Let's not do any name
drops.
No name drops.
Yeah, no name drops. But like he just wasn't really committed. And like if you're gonna be my coach or mentor, I'd expect you to like take me with you to the results that you are praising about as long as I'm putting my effort in. And I was putting the work in, but I just felt like the guidance wasn't there.
One thing I noticed, I feel like that's why you had a lot of success early on and you're where you're at right now is because I mean every mentee calls at the start. You were blowing up the ticket system. You were blowing up my tickets. We were getting how many questions? You had like 5 to 10 questions every single day. Any problem that you faced, you would drop in a ticket. We would get it answered. You'd face a problem. We would look at the problem and we'd find a solution. And that's a big reason why I think, you've scaled so fast, right? Being able to do school, limited capital, right? You're not leveraging any credit and you're, at where you're at right now, right? What are you, last December, right? You did about 18K in just December. And what was your third month. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I was just asking a lot of questions, but
Mhm.
mainly like, finals, then you got work, right? Q4 retail is insane. And I'm trying my best to like fit everything while doing this business.
Could you share your details about like your first sale or your first product?
I bought the mentorship back in September 3rd, and I remember it was just setting up the Amazon account, asking a lot of questions, trying to source. Like when you have a new Amazon account, you have to do a lot of ungating at first, right? Your first few weeks are just literally buying stuff from Target, ungating, returning it,
A hundred
right?
percent.
But what I actually did was I was like, dude, I'm so like pumped and like hyped up. I can't wait anymore. So I started going and driving around different businesses in my area and asking for stuff that if they have an overstock or oversupply of stuff. And I happened to ran across a product that they had, which was like 8 boxes of that product. And I was like, I'm not gonna even use the free product that comes with the course. I was like, let me start this. Let me just start with this and see what I can do. Next thing you know, I did like sold out of inventory.
I remember
And
it was like your fifth day. I mean, that just goes to show like I already knew you were going to be successful in this. I already knew you had that drive and everything. It was just a matter of time and giving you the resources, like teaching you how to get ungated, teaching you how to source what stores to go to. I just knew if I gave you that knowledge, right, it was just a matter of time, to be honest. And I'm excited, obviously, for the future because there's so much more with delegating, leveraging credit cards, doing some
mm,
more OA, even some wholesale
mhm,
for this new 2025. That's why I'm super excited for this new year, right? Because
yeah, I'm excited as well. But yeah, I mean, that's what I did. And I asked a lot of questions. And, I happened to meet you in Chicago.
oh yeah, that
Um,
was fire.
trying to
Fire.
get sidetracked here, but when this dude came to Chicago, I was asking so many questions. Even when he was extremely tired from all the events that he's gone to,
Yes,
I
sir.
asked him nonstop questions. I grabbed my phone, took a bunch of notes,
I remember.
reviewed it, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna bother him until I drop him
And
off.
that's what I tell all the students and everything. It's like, especially these other people that are selling like information and courses and everything, like if someone's investing, like they're trusting you, they're investing their time and money into you, that you should be able to have that access. You kind of owe them, like just as a man, you kind of owe them the time until they learn it, So that's why in our ticket system, I don't have a limit to how many questions you can ask because I generally feel like you learning and that's the highest you invested into me, so I have to give you value back. Another question is, what's the most important lesson you've learned since starting Amazon FBA? Just with online making money and everything.
The biggest lesson is it's not the business, it's the lifestyle, it's
Mm-hmm.
the mentality, it's the shift in like your cognitive up here
Mm-hmm.
of like, hey, I'm starting a business. What do I have to do? What do I have to sacrifice? I haven't played the
Have to
PlayStation
sacrifice.
5. I haven't touched the video games since I started the business. It's
100.
collecting dust right here. You stop seeing friends a lot, right? I used to see my friends every other day. I only
Mhm.
see them like once every few weeks. You have to make that decision that, hey, you are going to lose a lot of leisure time, but it's worth it for the long run. And it will pay off 1000%.
100%. I completely agree with that. It gets to a point, once you have the business model and everything, once you have everything up and running, right, and you want to
Mhm.
scale, then it just comes down to how much are you willing to sacrifice day in and day out, right?
Exactly.
Sacrifice time
Exactly.
with friends, sacrifice time with video
Mhm.
games, family, getting off
Mhm.
social media, like watching the new shows and everything. The more you sacrifice, the more, it's going to pay off in the long run. I 100% completely co-sign that. 100%. The next question I have is, what do you have to say to, because I know I mean, could you imagine if you just, I'm not going to do it. Like, where do you think like you would be right now if you just didn't take that jump? So what would you tell a viewer right now that's on the fence, right? It's this new year. They've been
Mhm.
seeing everybody make money online. What would you tell them, like the people that are hesitant? What would you say?
I would still be playing video games. I would still be like, watching TV shows. I would still be working like my retail job
Mhm.
without having a vision. What I'll tell you this is I bought my first business vehicle, which is
Mhm.
this BMW right here
Yes,
with
sir.
Amazon. So I'm putting that on my LLC starting
Mhm.
January 1st
Mhm.
and very excited to write off the miles and all that stuff. But
Yes, sir.
no, with my Amazon business, I was able to purchase a BMW.
In just a couple of months, right? That extra income. And for me, right, it was just having that tool, like that business
Mhm.
model, something to wake up every day and just get excited. Because I remember before I started Amazon, right? Like I was just playing sports, I was watching NFL, NBA, just talking to my friends, hanging out with my friends and just rotting away, right? But once I had that business model, even now, I wake up every day. It's not work, right? When you're building your business, when you're working on, when you have something to work on, you're not really working, right? You're building yourself, you're building your business. It's the most satisfying thing, you could ever do, to be honest. What are some future plans for quarter one? I mean, we have a big year coming up. We've already had multiple talks in the mentee calls about leveraging credit, online arbitrage, the wholesale, CA. We know what we've been talking. What are some, don't give out too much sauce of what we've been discussing, but just giving them an overview of what are some plans for Q1 and Q2 2025. Because 2025 we're going up.
What I will say is that we all definitely give out some really good knowledge to the point where we can be successful with Amazon. My personal goals are hitting that 15, 20K plus, right? I hit 18. I'm trying to hit 20K plus, 30K plus, 40K plus. That's my goal. Staying consistent,
For
staying on
you,
top of it.
for you, that's gonna be so easy because I mean, like once we get you on the credit cards, right? The 0% APR credit cards for
Correct.
12 months, that's gonna be
Mhm.
money. You have it, you haven't used any business funding, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you've done 18K while still in college with your finals and everything. So it's imagine you just have more time and everything.
And
So
working full time.
30, 40, that's gonna be guaranteed, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
thinking Q4, you gotta hit like either a 75 or 100K month. Like
Mhm.
that's totally in reach. It's just belief.
It's just manifestation at this point. My main big focus is like once I pay off my debt, which is like the student loans
Mhm.
and the other expenses that I have, I'm gonna reinvest all the money that I've been paying towards that debt all into Amazon and just using it as a catalyst to just blitz the whole business and see if I can hit 25K, 30K more.
We also talked about you also building your personal brand, just sharing your journey. We got to get started on that.
For sure. I know I've started like one video, but I kind of slowed down because I've been so focused on just Amazon and just building that. So now I have some sort of rapport, right? I have some sort of like evidence that I can do this, and I want to use that to kind of like leverage the audience and say, hey, like I've done this before. This is no joke, and you can do this too, as long as you're willing to put that work in.
How has this experience like impacted your life, like, financially and personally? I know you said you got the car and everything, but how has it
Mhm.
impacted you? And just like your approach through these next couple of years or months, how's your confidence levels?
My confidence level is that internet money, like online business, is an actual thing. You just have to really put the work in and you have to kind of like ask a lot of questions and just do a lot of research outside of your own as well. Financially, isn't it impacted me where like I have my personal income and I have my business income, right?
Yeah.
So now financially, I'm like, okay, now I have my business income.
Mhm.
I can slowly start growing more and more and more and set aside some funds for the future to buy like a house or a
Yeah.
property. And then confidence wise, all my friends, everyone in the family, all the people that I talk to, they're like, dude, what do you do? Like what like how are you doing it? People that I haven't talked to in high school are hitting me up.
And then all of a sudden they're coming.
They're like, what do you do? How do you do it? Put me on, give me the sauce. For me, it's like I view it as like, okay, sir, like now you want to hit me up. Like now, once I'm like doing good, you want to come to my life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
totally. I mean, you're just gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna deal with that 3, 4, 5x, once these next couple of months, what you do, what we're planning on doing, right? These numbers that we're
Mhm.
planning on, we're gonna hit. There's no maybe. We're gonna hit these numbers. But yeah, that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. How would you, this is probably gonna be the last question is, there's a viewer that's watching this right now. What is one piece of advice that you could give them, with online making money or life advice with starting? They're just on the fence. What do you have to say to them? Just a message to them.
Go look at yourself in the mirror and think what you're doing right now and how your situation is. And think about if you continue doing this, is it going to get any better? Take like 30 seconds to 60 seconds just looking at yourself and thinking that thought. Is my situation going to get any better?
Mhm.
That's number one. Number two, what I recommend is it has clearly hit you that whatever you're doing, you are being you're being very comfortable with what you're doing.
Mhm.
And you have to think to yourself, you have to be uncomfortable to chase success to allow yourself to grow in an exponential manner. And leading to that is taking action. You have to take action. You can't be like one of those people, oh, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? And then next thing you know, you don't take action. 6 months down the line, somebody was in that same position, took action. They're making 70, 60, 80K
I mean,
a month comfortably.
Jean, Nono, Siraj, all the mentees right now, you guys are living proof of that because I'm documenting your guys' journeys on my stories and everything. And now you guys joined in like the summertime, the fall time, and then now it's the new year. people that have just been viewing, they've been texting me about Amazon, but they've just been viewing my stuff. They're watching you guys start and scale your Amazon business. They're swiping up now like, oh my God, how did he do this? And how did he do this? Those are the same people on the fence. The same people that hit me up in the summer. The only difference between you, Siraj, John, all the mentees that are absolutely crushing it right now is you guys decided to take action. You guys decided to get uncomfortable and take that leap. And I preach that every single day.
And then one last thing before we end this, you gotta like understand that, do you want to work this whole 9 to 5 job to like for the rest of your life, and you're working under someone? They're telling you when to come to work. They're telling you when you can take a lunch. They're telling you when you can get days off. Or do you want to be your own businessman? Like, you want to be your own businessman, be your own boss. Like, nobody can tell you what to do when you have your business. You're not going to get unemployed. The worst thing that could happen is you go broke for a few months or stuff based on like inventory, or you're catching up on, income. But next thing you know, it's for the long term, like success.
Yeah.
So
And
think to
then
yourself.
tell the viewers that, you had a 6-figure accounting job waiting and you
Waiting.
declined it because you didn't want to settle. Do you think, yes, sir. Do you think you
Recommend reading this
that
book.
position? Do you think, because what was a comfortable choice, right? Either pick the 6-figure accounting job, or the uncomfortable choice is, taking that jump into and going all in on that business.
I mean, like the 6-figure accounting job, don't get me wrong, is like you have like a routine life, and the way you get paid is very consistent, like this, right? But with sales, you're gonna have like graphs. Like
Yeah.
one day you're gonna do like 4K.
Bro, you
But
did
then
back-to-back 3K days. That was insane.
insane,
That was
absolutely insane.
bro. When I seen that because you were like, that was like, what, you were in your second month?
This is my second month, yeah.
That was outrageous. I was genuinely shocked. I knew you were cooking, $500, $700 days, $800 days, $1,000 days sometimes. Bro, when you popped out with the back-to-back 3K days, I was genuinely lit. I was so happy. You don't understand. But I knew it was inevitable, but I didn't know it was gonna be that soon. That just goes to show, 2 nice profits, that's what we do.
And we have a community that will motivate
100%.
every single one of the mentees that join. We're just trying to grow. Like, I like the people that I talk to. Everyone's nice.
So my name is John. I got into Amazon by looking on TikTok, like YouTube and stuff, like videos. And also like people would send me videos. And over the summer, I just wanted to make like extra money. I started it by myself. And then I found Faraj on Instagram, and I started to like look at his videos. At first I was like hesitating on like, should I even join? Because like during the summer I was crushing it, but I knew that I needed more information in order to like scale higher.
Would you say you had like lots of pieces of information, but you didn't have the whole picture of it?
Yeah. And then like being able to ask someone else questions, like, with the knowledge behind it is also beneficial.
What made you choose Amazon over like, drop shipping? There's all those business models out there you see on Instagram and everything. What was so attractive about Amazon?
Honestly, Amazon was just like the most promising, like looking, I guess. My best friend would always send me videos.
So what made you actually like take that jump? Because, there's a lot of people that are probably watching this video, they see reels and everything, but they don't ever take that jump. So what gave you that motivation to actually start and take that jump?
I think wanting like to have money, but also having drive to try something else. Some people want to start stuff, but like they are hesitant, but you don't know until you actually do it.
John, did you have any prior experience in like e-commerce or anything, or any online business?
No.
So did you feel like the learning curve for Amazon was going to be tough or something like that?
I feel like when you don't know anything, I guess it'll be tough, but once you learn and stuff. But honestly, like the videos I watch, like the clips, the 30-second clips, they look like pretty easy. Like anybody can do it.
Yeah. You'd be surprised like how many sauce is on the internet, like how much value I put in the reels, the stories, the YouTube. Like the information is out there. You just have to go and actually take action, right? A lot of people get to the point where they consume everything, but they just don't take action. So that's something that just really separated you, right? What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you were first starting out? I'm talking like in the summertime.
Honestly, I feel like finding the right products, I feel like that was the biggest issue. I feel like that's everyone.
Yeah, that is everybody's. So were you doing retail arbitrage or online arbitrage? For the viewers who don't know, retail arbitrage is where you guys go into the stores and scan products and source products that way. Online arbitrage, you're doing the same thing. It's just you're doing it on the computer. Just two different methods of finding profitable products.
Yeah, so retail arbitrage, I didn't learn about like online arbitrage until I joined the internship with you.
And we're about to crush that this year because retail arbitrage is good for 10, 20, 30K months and everything. But if we were just as we were talking like literally 5 hours ago on our one-on-one call, to scale to that, 50, 60, 70K months, you're gonna have to learn how to do online arbitrage. Because as you were saying, you were burnt out from, going to the stores and everything. You're doing a great job. Let's talk about December, your first real month working with us. What did you do numbers wise?
And so I'm at 13K now.
Oh yeah, so we got
Today.
2 days left. We got 2 days.
Yeah.
So 13K. And when did you start like working with me?
I joined like the call maybe on November 29th, but I didn't really start until December 1st.
And what was your November like?
No, November I had like maybe $100 in sales. I really wasn't doing anything.
So what do you think, that switch, that jump from November and December, what was the difference?
Definitely like knowledge I learned, I wanted to start like grinding more. I had drive, I had like help, so that was definitely like a big switch. Obviously, like the numbers wise, the profit wise, everything, sales. But honestly, like all the videos, when the first time we got on the call, you told me you wanted me to go through the book. That helped
Full
like
guide. Do you
a
think
lot.
that the resource that like the full guide, I mean, we give that to everybody, but do you think that really helped you?
Honestly, it did. Like, even though I knew like some stuff and like some of the stuff was like, repetitive to what I like already knew,
Yeah.
it honestly like helped like to have a refresher, and, know that I'm actually know the right information.
And it just like put it all together, right? Because I feel like a lot of people, big issues, a lot of people have like some piece of information over here, but they don't know like a simple like how to return something, how to deal with returns, how to deal with refunds. So that really just put everything together for you, right? 13K month December in your first real month actually grinding Amazon, right?
Right.
So what is some advice you'd give to like a viewer, somebody that's on the fence? What is some advice you give to them if for somebody that doesn't know anything about Amazon, that wants to start online making money, that they've seen all the reels, they've seen everything, but they just haven't taken that jump?
The best advice is to like invest in yourself. Like, don't hesitate, don't wait. Like, you can invest in mentorships, like honestly, you just have to like have drive for it.
Yeah,
You can start at stores, anything.
one thing I noticed is that even people that join the mentorship the same time as you, they haven't seen the same results, right? A lot of people, once they get the knowledge, like the thing that separated you and why you went from, what did you do what did you do in November? Like $1,000 in that month or like 500?
Yeah, like 500.
The reason you were
Less than
able to
that.
go from like 500 to 13K December, I mean, that's an insane jump. It's just you took the systems and steps that we gave you and you just applied it every single day. You asked a lot of questions and that's all and you showed up every single day.
Right.
That's the thing that separated you because there's people that joined in November that are still struggling, to get their first sale. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You could have the most knowledge in the world. If you don't take action, you're not going to see success. And that's something I 100% seen with you. And that's why I'm super excited for 2025. As the year is coming down, you had an amazing December. What are your plans for 2025 for Q1? What are some steps you're going to take to scale your business?
So definitely like with my profit I made from Amazon, I'm not just gonna blow it. Obviously, I'm gonna like reinvest it, to get more money you have, the more products you can get, the more sales you can get. So obviously that's like something important. The more sales, the more money, the more profit. And then you can start like, not blowing your money, but having fun with it.
Actually, you're gonna have to with Amazon, you're gonna have to have a couple of to scale like really fast. You're gonna have to have like a couple months where all you're doing is you're getting your money back and you're putting it right back in. That will give you the freedom to month 6, month 7, month 8. You're gonna have that cushion to actually spend that money on things. But a lot of people aren't willing to reinvest their profits, so that's why they're not growing as fast as, someone like you that could go from 500 to 13K. That's literally insane. I remember we had a conversation on January, February that we're gonna start doing online arbitrage, and we had a couple of mentee calls where we're doing live sourcing. So how are you gonna attack that in 2025?
Honestly, I'm gonna start looking online more instead of like, going into stores as much. I mean, I'm still gonna do that, of
Still
course,
gonna do
but
that, right? That's
online, I'm gonna just like start looking more because
it's building.
sometimes, I don't even look online. I just go to stores.
Building that skill is going to be like super important. Obviously, we have so many resources for that, and I'm so happy you're taking that jump. And I'm super excited, to be honest, because at the end of the day, you can only go so far with RA. You can only do like 20, 30K. That's not the standard anymore, right? 2025, we want to be doing 40, 50, 60. And with online arbitrage, leveraging credit, getting VAs, that's something we're gonna be talking about very soon. But that all
I do
comes.
plan on getting one.
You want to tell the viewers why you want to get a VA or something?
If you see like big companies, you don't really see them like, working. They hire other people to help them because, not one person can do everything on their own. A VA would be like really
Delegated.
helpful.
We just had that conversation on a one-on-one call, like what, 5 hours ago?
Yeah.
I was telling you how I have two VAs doing product research for me. I have the prep center where I send them my stuff. So really, because I told you that's the end goal, right? Where you have a
Right.
business, but you're not working a job in your business. All you're doing is managing everything and just putting your credit card in for the products, right? That's the point we want to get to. Obviously, the more you reinvest your profits, I mean, you're doing great right now. We just have to keep showing up every day. 2025 is going to be crazy. How much did you initially invest into Amazon FBA when you were first starting out?
I think 500.
$500, and then kept like you were buying products, you were getting that return, and then you kept getting that investment back, and then that's what you did, right?
Yeah.
So how did you find your first winning product?
I didn't find my first winning product until like 3 weeks later. I was going to stores, almost every day, like just scanning products, listing them just to see if they would like sell. They weren't selling, just being consistent, honestly, like just kept trying and trying and trying until I found my product.
A lot of people aren't willing to, do that, right? Being able to keep showing up, keep working, and not seeing success, right? Because a lot like 3 weeks without finding a product, I know a lot of people that go like 1 week, 2 weeks, and then they just give up. So that really just shows why you're in the position that you're in, right? Because you have that dedication, you have that drive. Yeah.
So my first sale, I was like around my house just like scanning products. And I scanned this Febreze and I did FBM. And I listed the Febreze for like $1.99. I ended up having to pay like shipping, so like I lost out on that.
Oh,
My
but you
shipping was
still
like $6 and then Amazon took their fees. So like
but you realize that it was like real at this point. Like, damn, like I made my
yeah,
first.
like now I made my first sale. Like let me go harder. Like I
Let
have
me
to
go
find
harder. That's all.
something.
That's all you needed.
Like people actually are like, buying stuff off of Amazon. It's not
Yeah,
fake.
I know exactly what you're talking about. What are 3 tips that you would give, a viewer right now that wants to start out? Because 0 to 13K, I know I'm saying this a lot, but 0 to 13K first month is ridiculous. So, you have
Yeah.
the authority where you could give advice. What are some 3 tips that you would give to somebody that's getting interested in Amazon?
My first tip would be like, don't give up. Like, if you don't see any results right now, like, you just have to keep working for it. My second tip would be to like block out like everyone else's like success that you see on Instagram, YouTube and stuff. And everyone has to start somewhere. Before they got big, they were, just in the same position as you. My third tip would be to like use all the resources that you have, all the free YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, even though they're 30 seconds, like use that knowledge and apply it to like Amazon.
You'd be surprised how much value I drop on the YouTube channel. And then the same people that aren't watching the YouTube videos are in my DMs asking those questions. It's ridiculous. That's why I made the YouTube video. How long did it take before you saw consistent profits?
So I think consistent profit was like that 3 week mark. Like I found that one product and I sold like 200 units.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
And then a lot of viewers don't really know that it only takes one winning product to change your whole month, right?
Literally.
I remember me personally, like I found this one product in like November. It was like a little toy. It was a new listing. I was the first person. It was like I was with 5 different people and the sales were just climbing, climbing, climbing. And I was buy box like 80% of the time. I think I did like just that one product, I did like 8K in sales in like 2 to 3 weeks. So just guys, one product could change the trajectory of everything, right? So really
No, my
emphasizing
Christmas
that.
product,
Mhm.
I did 8K with just that product for December month.
Just that product. So I really just want to show you guys the power of Amazon, because Amazon is the biggest platform in the world. If you find that one winning product, it could change everything for you. It could open so many doors for you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Super excited, for the future. Appreciate you, John.